Let's also talk about the fallout from the U.S.'s World Cup victory over Iran. Anti-government protesters say Maran Samak was shot in the head after he honked his car's horn, just like some of the video I think we have here, as a sign of a public celebration for the national football team, which was eliminated from the World Cup. The Iranians saw this as a victory for them because it was really like a defeat of the Iranian regime. Joining us now for more on this is Newsmax foreign policy analyst and the author of a new book called Iran and the Imperialist Republic and U.S. Policy, Dr. Walid Phares. Dr. Phares, great to have you with us as always.
Thank you for having me.
You know, one of the things we commented on earlier was this soccer match was a reminder of the difference between the Iranian people and the Iranian regime, and it is the Iranian regime that actually kills soccer fans for celebrating a U.S. victory.
They've done so, not just this individual that you have mentioned. I've been monitoring very closely along with NGOs, but in many cities there were celebrations, and the militias, I'll call them the militias and the security of the regime, were firing straight at them. They killed many. This is the only documented case that we have. This is because the Iranian regime is now on a panic mode. It's not just a third wave of vast demonstrations. We remember the last one, the big one, was in 2009, when the
Green
Obama,
Revolution.
the Obama administration said, no, we don't want to meddle, and that discouraged many of the Iranians. But what's happening now, John, is that it is led by women, and it's fought by teenager girls. So that is creating a lot of emotional reaction among Iranians, and they're not letting go.
It is amazing to see that too, and it is, you know, when we see it, it can't be underscored enough, Walid. They're risking their lives. I mean, a man killed over honking a horn. These women are burning their hijabs. They are making a statement, and they know that they could be killed just like Masha Amani was too, yet they will not stop. Where do you see these uprisings going?
What this uprising has done, I'm calling it revolution at this point in time, is that it crossed the red line of fear. These young people have no jobs anyway, have nothing else, and they are connected to the World Wide Web youth through social media and other means, so they know what's happening around the world, around the free world. They are not ready to stop. They want full freedom this time.
And when you have nothing to lose, there you go. That's a dangerous opponent to have, right?
Exactly, and that's why the Iranian regime will feel that the youngest among Iranians are against them. What does that mean? There is no future for this Iranian regime.
Now, you said the word revolution. That would lead us to believe that there is some sort of end maybe in sight for this regime. You know, this has been a big question mark. What comes next if there is an actual revolution here, if the regime is deposed, or if this actually turns into something that can overturn the Iranian government?
Not that fast. You know, I published even a book about the Arab Spring, how it happened. Some of these cases went well. There was a change, and some of these cases turned into a civil war. So we have to be very careful. What would help the Iranian youth to win is international solidarity. That's why this time is much better than in 2009, because we see many voices in Europe, many voices in America, but not yet the administration. The administration could do tremendously if it wants to support this revolt and become a revolution.
Do you think, if not publicly, at least privately, there is some acknowledgement among these European countries that the Iran nuclear deal, the P5+1 deal, was an utter failure? And even if this administration, the Biden administration, wants to pretend like it's worth pursuing, some of these countries know it's a fool's errand.
You know, I spoke with many politicians in Europe and some here. They all know inside themselves that this is over. The Iran deal strategically is over, but those who are profiting from the Iran deal, many financial institutions who are profiting from that deal, they keep their pressure on the administration, but at the end of the day, they see what's happening in Iran. They see it's about the youth, and they understand it is over.
Yeah, well, you know, it is those kids that these companies eventually want to sell their products to.
Exactly.
You would think they would want to listen to them. They're begging for freedom. It's important to see. Look forward to checking out the new book as well. Dr. Walid Phares, always great to see you.
Thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.